Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and like the video. Thank you very much. Today we're going to do the United Kingdom full history, so let's get started. The United Kingdom is a sovereign state, which comprises of 4 countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Its total area is 242,495 square kilometers, with a population of 67,510,000 people. Before we begin the video, please subscribe if you haven't already done so, and leave a comment below of what country you would like us to do next. The United Kingdom's history goes back thousands of years before the birth of Christ. Early people arrived in Britain from Europe via the land bridge that once connected the 2 continents and gradually developed their own culture. After the land bridge had disappeared under the sea and Britain became an island. Although the Celts were the first inhabitants of Britain, it was the Romans who gave the island its name. Britannia was first mentioned by Julius Caesar when he invaded Britain in 55 BC. But it was under the Emperor Claudius, in 43 AD, that the Roman conquest of Britain began. They built roads, cities, and left their language and culture. But they also exploited the native population and extracted large amounts of gold. However, with the decline of the Roman Empire in the 5th century AD, the Romans left Britain, and Germanic tribes, known as Anglo-Saxons, began to settle in the area, giving the country its new name, England. Christianity arrived during this time too, brought over by missionaries from Rome. After a period of foreign domination, England became an independent kingdom in the 9th century, although it was still divided into many smaller kingdoms. In 927 AD, King Athelstan united all the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms, and in 956 AD, was proclaimed the first king of England. In the following centuries, the English kings battled with the French and Danish invaders for control of the country, creating a strong monarchy and laying the foundations of a powerful nobility. In the 11th century, a new conflict arose between England and Norway, this time over control of the North Sea. After a series of battles, a peace treaty was signed in 1066, but it did not last long. In the same year, the English king, Harold Godwinson, defeated the Norwegian army at the Battle of Stamford Bridge. But soon after, he had to face another threat, an invasion by Duke William of Normandy. A battle between them took place in October at Hastings. Though Harold was killed, the outcome of the battle was uncertain for several days. Eventually, however, the Normans were declared the victors, and William became the first Norman king of England. The Norman conquest greatly changed the political, social, and economic structure of England. The feudal system was introduced, along with a new legal system based on French customs. During the 12th and 13th centuries, England experienced a period of relative stability and prosperity. Henry II continued the process of royal centralization and extended English law to areas outside of England, including Wales and Ireland. The signing of the Magna Carta in 1215 by King John limited the power of the monarchy and established the principle of rule by law. During the reign of Edward I, the Welsh were finally subjugated, and a parliament was formed consisting of 2 chambers, the House of Lords and the House of Commons. The 14th century saw the beginning of the end for the Plantagenet dynasty. The 100 Years' War with France drained the English treasury and led to the Peasants' Revolt in 1381. Richard II was deposed in a coup led by his own grandmother, Isabella of France, and the throne passed to her son, Henry V. However, after Henry's early death, the throne again passed to Richard, who managed to hold on to it until 1400. Following Richard's death, Henry V's son, Henry VI, inherited the throne and with him the responsibility of winning the 100 Years' War, but despite some early victories, the English ultimately lost the war and most of their continental possessions. The Lancastrian dynasty ended with the Wars of the Roses, a civil war between the houses of York and Lancaster for control of the throne. The war ended in 1485 with the victory of Henry Tudor, who took the title Henry VII, thus beginning the Tudor dynasty. Henry VII's victory marked the end of the Middle Ages in England and the beginning of the modern era. During the next century, England became a major player in European politics and trade. Henry VIII broke with the Roman Catholic Church and established the Church of England with himself as its supreme head. This act had profound religious, political, and cultural consequences for England. Mary Tudor tried to restore Catholicism as the state religion, but her half-sister Elizabeth I reversed this policy and firmly established Protestantism in England. Elizabeth's reign is considered a golden age in English history, a time of great cultural and intellectual ferment, thanks in part to the introduction of the printing press. England's power on the seas grew during this time as well. With the defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588, in the early 17th century, England came under the rule of the Stuart dynasty, which began with James I. But the Stuarts' attempts to assert greater control over Parliament led to the English Civil War. In 1642, King Charles I raised an army to suppress Presbyterianism in Scotland, which led to armed rebellion. After a decade of fighting, Charles I was executed in 1649, and England became a republic. Oliver Cromwell then led the country to victory in the Anglo-Dutch War, defeating the Dutch navy in 1652 and 1653. After Cromwell's death in 1658, the monarchy was restored in 1660 with the return of Charles II. During the 18th century, England became a major world power. England and France fought a series of wars for control of North America and India. In 1707, the English and Scottish parliaments agreed to a legislative union, creating the Kingdom of Great Britain. The 7 Years' War was fought between 1756 and 1763 against France, Spain, and their allies for control of territories around the world. The war resulted in British territorial gains in North America and India. During the 19th century, the British Empire reached its greatest extent, encompassing territories around the world, including North America, the Caribbean, Africa, Asia, and Australia. The Industrial Revolution began in Britain and transformed the country into a major manufacturing center. The first half of the century saw rapid economic growth and urbanization, as well as major advances in science and technology. The Reform Act of 1832 extended voting rights to a wider section of the population. The Slavery Abolition Act of 1833 abolished slavery throughout the British Empire. Queen Victoria's long and prosperous reign of 63 years and 7 months is still the longest of any British monarch. During her reign, Britain's global power and wealth increased significantly. The British Empire encompassed territories across the world, including India, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Major advancements in science and technology occurred, such as the invention of the television and the discovery of penicillin. The Edwardian period at the beginning of the 20th century was a time of relative peace and prosperity. However, this changed with the outbreak of World War I in 1914. The war had a devastating impact on Britain, heavy casualties and economic hardship. The war also led to significant social and political changes, such as the rise of new political parties and movements. In the interwar period, Britain faced a number of challenges, including economic depression, political instability, and the rise of extremist ideologies. The Great Depression of the 1930s had a severe impact on Britain, leading to high unemployment and social unrest. The war with Germany, over control of Europe, and the Atlantic escalated quickly, leading to Britain declaring war on Germany in 1939. Britain's war effort was hampered by the fact that the country was still recovering from the economic depression of the 1930s. Despite this, the British fought bravely and with determination. Eventually emerging victorious in 1945, the post-war period saw significant changes in Britain, including the creation of the National Health Service, the expansion of the welfare state, and the decolonization of the British Empire. In the late 20th century, Britain joined the European Economic Community, now the European Union, in 1973. The country also experienced a period of economic decline and political instability during the 1970s and early 1980s. However, the election of Margaret Thatcher as Prime Minister in 1979 marked a turning point in British history. Thatcher's Conservative government implemented a series of economic and social reforms that led to the end of the post-war consensus and the beginning of a new era in British politics. Her tenure was marked by a shift towards free market economics and a reduction in the size and scope of the welfare state. Thatcher's government also played a significant role in ending the Cold War, working closely with U.S. President Ronald Reagan to pressure the Soviet Union into ending its communist rule. In recent decades, Britain has faced a number of challenges, including the economic crisis of the late 2000s, the rise of Scottish nationalism, and the decision to leave the European Union. Despite these challenges, Britain remains a significant global power and continues to play an important role on the world stage. In 2016, Britain voted to leave the European Union in a referendum, decision that has had far-reaching implications for the country's political, economic, and social future. As of today, Britain is facing the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead, while also looking back on its rich and complex history with both pride and reflection. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps us out. Also, let us know in the comments below what you thought of the video and what country you would like us to do next. We'll see you next time.